everyone, my name is Sandra. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is very special. It is my July goals and I am using my Cultivate What Matters goal setting planner. I do have the blue one, and the reason why it's special is because this is the third quarter refresh. So every quarter, starting in January and then again in April and then July and then in fall, there is a refresh where you can kind of revamp your goals, reevaluate how you're doing and what you need to get done. So this is one of them. And usually when I do my goals videos, I show you how I'm writing it down. I write it out word for word, and then I do a voiceover after. I thought it would be beneficial to talk to you guys face to face and to show you how I guess the thought process of what I do before I even start to write. And I have written out everything, so I've got it here in front of me. The only thing I haven't done is I haven't written out the June in review because today is the 16th of June, so I always film these videos beforehand. And the one main factor in kind of like, I guess, my July goal setting, other than the fact that I've really kind of changed my goals for this quarter, is that my husband works shift work. So he works 2 weeks out of town, and it's literally out of town. So I'm by myself for 2 weeks, and then he comes home for a week. So during the week he's home, I do all of my filming. And then when he is gone is when I do all of my editing and everything else I do for my business. And I've talked about that in multiple videos. So if you guys want to check that out, I will leave it in a playlist down below in the description box. But without further ado, let's get into this month so far. So again, I haven't filled it out. I will fill this out at the end of the month. Probably won't be on camera, but I will just kind of talk about where I'm standing right now. So people I'm grateful for and why. I am grateful for my family, most of all my mom, because every time I need her help, she is there in a minute, and she takes, I don't want to say she takes the kids out. She does, because, times have been tough and she hasn't been able to see a lot of people. My son, who's 7, hasn't been able to see a lot of people, hasn't been able to have friends over. So I'm very grateful that my mom can spend time with us and just kind of help, especially when I'm here by myself, and it's just really, really helpful. So I'm grateful for my mom. And obviously there are other people, but my mom plays such an important role in my life that I always list either her or Chad. So that's why. Good things this month. So other than the fact that Chad is gone, good things is that the weather has been beautiful. So as you can see, I am sitting outside. I have planted my flowers. There's one hanging right here. And we do get to enjoy the beautiful outdoors, and our backyard is looking fabulous. If I am able to, I'm going to try to do a little garden vlog. I've done one every year so far. So if I can do that, I will post it. I don't know when that will be, but I'll try to do my best. And lately, the only thing I've noticed is it's usually not extremely windy here in Edmonton, Alberta, but this summer has been super windy. So usually in the evening, and I'm filming this video at night, it's 8 o'clock at night, and it usually gets a little bit better. The wind calms down. So right now is the perfect time to be outside filming this video. So I'm very grateful to, the environment right now. And what I read or listened to. So this is one thing that I am so impressed with myself. It was kind of one of my goals. I have already finished 4 books? 3 or 4 books this month, starting I guess in May, but kind of concluding in June. So the first one I was on was an Outlander book, The Fiery Cross. I finished that one, and of course I do have the next one, which I believe is A Breath of Snow and Ashes. So I did order that, and I have it all ready to go. That book is like this thick. It's so big. Then the next book I wanted to read was the new Karen Marie Moning, the Fever series. I did write a blog about it. If you're curious, I'll leave a link for that blog down below as well. But it is called, I believe it was called The Kingdom of Shadow and Light, and it was her newest book in that series, and it's one of my all-time favorite series ever. And I finished that. That was didn't take long to read, obviously, because it's like one of my favorite books. And then the next one I started was actually one my sister gave me probably over a year ago now, and it was A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Haas. And at first, it took me a really long time to get into that book, like super boring, I guess, at the beginning. And also, I felt like the main characters, like the supporting character, was kind of being so like kind of like male chauvinist to the female character. But anyway, it gets better, and I do have the other two on the way to be ordered. And then I read this book. I can't remember the author, but I'll leave all these books down below in case you want to check them out for yourself. The name of the book is called The Skeleton Tree, I believe, and it was interesting. My mom had given it to me. She had lent it to me, and I found it very sad. But it was I don't know if it was based on a real story, but it was just really, really sad. And then the book I'm currently reading is Throne of Glass by Sarah Moss. So I think when I said the name of one of the other authors, I don't think I got the last name right. But again, I'll leave everything linked down below so you guys can check it out if you're interested. That one, a friend had told me about it, and there's 8 books in the series. I'm very excited about that because I'm already really into it. And usually when I'm not really feeling a book, it takes me extra long time to read it, but these ones I'm like, flipping through really, really quickly, so I'm excited. But anyway, so my goal was to read books, but I didn't really have a a specific number of books. And the whole thing about goals is you need to be specific. And the other thing I want to mention before I get into the rest of my notes is that goals also help motivate you. So if I didn't have any goals, like kind of how I've been living my entire life before I even got my PowerSheets, was just kind of flying by the seat of my pants. So I just did whatever pleased me at the time. And now that I'm running my online business, I absolutely need goals. I need to write these things down and break them down into smaller and smaller steps. And that has been key for me in achieving all of my ambitions and dreams and succeeding where I would otherwise have not. So, in saying that, goals that are going well. The whole scheduling thing has been really, really good. May was kind of a bad month. I know we're talking about June, but because it was such a transition for Chad to like actually leave the house and not just be here working night shift, I didn't get as much accomplished as I wanted to. And my daughter has started walking fully now, so she's into everything. So I don't get a lot of work done during the day. And when it's really nice outside and she's napping, if she naps, I love to come outside and read, which is why I've been reading a lot of books. But usually I do my work when she's either sleeping and it's raining out, or if she goes to bed early. And so I've been trying to do as much as I can. And on my blog, I have been like really far ahead because I think I've written until the last of July. So in that respect, I'm ahead, but I really do need to kind of get in touch with my sticker shop again, because I do have a sale going on for Canada Day. It's going to be July 1st, starting at midnight, I believe, of the night before, and then going until July 4th until like 11:59. So it's going to be 30% off my entire shop. And I'm excited. I hope that I just need to advertise more because there's not a lot of people that see that. So if you guys want to check out my shop, I'll leave my website on the screen for you right now, and you can take a look at that. So favorite memories from this month, probably, so I've already planted my flowers before June. Probably Chad coming home was one of my favorite memories. And also one time we had a really nice barbecue, and it was just myself, Chad, and my kids. And it was just really nice relaxing in the backyard. Our flowers are up, and so it was just nice to enjoy our yard, I guess. And then I'm choosing grace over guilt about sometimes not feeling like working. Sometimes I get in these mindsets or moods where I just feel blah and I just don't want to do anything. And I really give myself grace when it comes to that, because if I don't feel like doing the work, I'm not going to get quality work done. So I just put it off, and I do, move it to a time slot where I know that I'll feel better. Usually in the morning is when I'm feeling my most productive, but now that I'm on my own a lot, I've got a lot of stuff going on. Like I have to get groceries by myself, and I can't just like split up the chores between both of us because it all falls on me. So in that regard, we've been adjusting, and it's been a little difficult, but we are doing our best. I'm saying no to feeling bad about not getting as much work done. And I know I've said that in the past when it comes to my goals, but it's true. Like if you are too hard on yourself, you just will just get even more unmotivated. And I just don't want to feel that way. And I am saying yes to trying to work harder and smarter and not being so tired. I think me being tired is the number one factor in not wanting to do anything. And my daughter has woken up a few times. She's teething and it's been a little hard. So basically, I'm just going to work when I can and give myself grace over guilt in that respect. Okay, so one thing I did was I put a meal plan on the front page of my new month. Um, and again, it's weird because now that I'm just home alone, I don't really cook a full meal. I kind of cook what my son wants, and then I make something special for my daughter, and then usually I don't eat, which I know is terrible. Um, I'll eat something a little bit later, but I haven't been making like a huge supper unless Chad's home. So I know it's like super, super bad, but it just doesn't make any sense because I don't eat a whole lot anyway, and my kids are super picky. So it just, yeah, it's one of those things. So now getting into the meat of it, this is what my first page looks like. There's a lot of writing, but I swear it won't take me a lot of time to talk through it. So basically, this is the progress I've seen from like last month to the current month, kind of where I'm starting from my Q3 goals. And when I talk about health, I gave myself a 2 because I stopped exercising. I was doing so good. I was doing this dance program. I was enjoying myself. And I stopped because I just got overwhelmed with my work. And now I literally have no time. I've got 24 hours in the day. You think I'd be able to. And I know it sounds like a really bad excuse, but I am so crazy busy that I don't have time. So what I do instead is I have been getting back into drinking water. I have talked about it before, how I just suck at it. And I have put alarms on my phone. I have both water bottles filled at all times. And I have been doing really, really well. I drink 4 liters of water a day. And what kind of helps me maintain that is if I know I'm going to have I call it a bad beverage, anything with sugar. So, or if I feel like having junk food, as soon as I feel a craving like that, I down a whole liter of water. And it kind of makes me feel sick, but at the same time, it fills me up so that I don't want to eat or drink anything else. And it's like a good kind of habit to get into and a good trick. Because usually when you feel hungry, especially if you've already eaten not that long ago, if it's within like, 2-3 hours and you feel hungry, you're probably thirsty. So that's kind of what I've been using to motivate myself to drink more water. Spouse focal relationship, I gave a 7. So Chad is out of town working in BC, but I think distance brings people closer. So that's been good. And also, it's been giving me a chance to just kind of be by myself. I never get alone time ever. My daughter sleeps in a crib, but my son does not. He still crawls into bed with me sometimes when he has a bad dream or something, or he can't sleep. So, and he goes to bed pretty late. Like for a kid who's 7, you think they should go to bed at like 7, 8 o'clock. He goes to bed at 10, and there's nothing I can do. And he's been that way his entire life. Like I need very little sleep, so I'm assuming that's kind of how he is too. So, I'm just kind of stuck with not having a lot of alone time. He gets up at 6 with me every morning, and I've just kind of come to accept it. So, the fact that Chad's away at work is a little bit better because, when you are with somebody, they take up a lot of your time, especially if you're trying to focus on that relationship. But anyway, it has given us, the time apart has kind of brought us closer together, if that makes any sense. So friends, I gave myself a 3 because obviously we're still not getting together with anybody, and I don't even have time. It's such a bad excuse again, but I really don't. I've been swamped, and I can say that I've been making really good friends with people at the post office and people at the grocery store because I basically stand there while they put my groceries through and I tell them my entire life story. So that's a little funny, but I mean, that's kind of been a thing where I've been talking to random strangers because I just need to talk to people. So family, I have, again, I put 5 because I got, there is like an open up for summer plan, but until that happens, we can't really get together with anybody. And finances, so the deal with that is we had paid off 2 credit cards at the beginning of the year. I was so proud. And then because Chad got laid off for a while and our TV broke, we had to charge on our credit card again. So now we're basically paying again, and it's been really difficult because I've been charging on the card that I've been paying off at the same time. So to kind of manage the budget, I've been kind of going over sometimes. And I do spend less when Chad's not here, but it's still been difficult. So I'm trying to get back into budgeting and paying more off the credit cards than what we spent. Work, I gave it a 6. One thing I can say is I've been doing really, really good with my scheduling. So the whole batching and theming my days has been working really, really well when I feel motivated. And my business is growing very, very slowly, so I still need to get out there. I still need to market. I need people to know I have a sticker shop and that I have 2 YouTube channels, and I just need to grow. There's a lot of room for growth, which I don't see as a completely negative thing. It's a good thing. It's just taking a lot of time, and I know we'll get there eventually. It's just we're not there yet. And spiritual personal growth, I put 6. So I'm not spiritual and I'm not religious, but I do really like the idea of personal growth. So I've been starting what's called a commonplace book or a learning book, and I've been watching YouTube videos. Every time I find information that I really find useful or that I like, quotes even, I put them in my learning book, and then I kind of review it and look back on it after and make notes on it. And also, I want to start doing reflections in my journal, like more reflecting, as I do have a daily journal and a bullet journal, but my daily journal is more for emotions and thoughts. And so I also want to start doing prompts. I think that really opens up and tells you more about yourself if you can kind of read back on what you have written about certain prompts. And that's something that I want to start doing. And you'll see that going forward when we talk about my goals. And recreation, I gave it to because everything's been closed. The one thing my family loves is swimming, and I'm praying that when this whole open up for summer plan happens, that the swimming pools will be open. Movie theaters have already opened, so I'm excited to take my son to a movie theater. The only problem with that is I can't take my daughter because she's still too little. So again, it's kind of like the restrictions of people who have families or small kids, and just being able to do all the things. But swimming is going to be a for sure thing. And also, when my son is done school, we will be going to the spray park. So that's going to be exciting as well. On this page here, it's like this prep work refresh and this like what you would do for fun. It says how I'll add more fun to my goals. So the only thing that I added extra that I don't already have is I want to start lettering more and doing more lettering practice and maybe more lettering projects. And then the other thing is journaling with intention. So generally, in my regular day journal, I'll just journal about stuff that's happened to me throughout the day, how it makes me feel, which is good, but I want to be a bit more intentional and mindful in how I journal. So like I was saying, like reflecting more, also using prompts to kind of figure out who I am and what I want. I like you think that you already know that, but you'd be surprised at how much you can learn from just writing a simple um, paragraph on a certain prompt that you can find anywhere. There's so many prompts. I want to do more reflecting rather than just like endless to-do lists in my bullet journal. Things that are firing me up right now, creating new goals, which I did like a huge couple of days worth of brainstorming on what I wanted to have for my new July goals. And I wanted to revamp the entire thing, and I wanted to definitely be more detailed and not so vague, which I find that my very first goal setting in January, I was very vague with my goals. Like I basically said, I want to pay off debt, but now it's like, I want to pay $300 every week on this credit card until it's paid off in whenever. So I feel I did a better job this time, and I am learning as I go. The next thing is hitting 1,000 subscribers. So I'm so close. I can like taste it, and I'm excited about it, and I'm just so grateful and glad for every single one of you that have stayed with me and that continue to grow with me. I really appreciate you all, and I'm just excited to see where this can take us. And I'm also really thankful. So this is something I haven't really talked about, but I did host a giveaway in, I believe I sent out the products in June, but the giveaway was in May. And people are just starting to receive their products now. And they're just, I got this one message and the person was so grateful. And it made me feel so good because it's something that I can do as a giveaway. And yes, it's like, particular giveaway of stationery products, but like I felt so happy that they were happy. It was just the best feeling in the world. And I know it's not like a charity or anything, but it kind of felt like it. Like I felt like I was doing good, and it made me feel just so warm and fuzzy inside. And then the next thing is I planted my garden. I love gardening and I love having my plants and flowers bloom and grow, and just I love kind of seeing how they look at the beginning of the summer to when they like at the end of the summer. It's just I love watching the whole process. And then the last thing is doing more bullet journal and planning related content. So I've been kind of straying from bullet journaling stuff, and not that I'll ever stop my monthly bullet journal setups, but I started talking about YouTube stuff, and honestly, it didn't really get a huge, I guess, viewing. Like nobody was really interested in that, and I'm interested in it, but I really want to do more content related videos that you guys enjoy. So if you do have ideas for me, please let me know down in the comments. I would love to know your thoughts and opinions. And I only want to do stuff that you're interested in. So just so you know, I do have a few videos on the way. I've got tons more brush pens that I just received, and I'm going to be doing videos on this week. So that's exciting for me. And also more bullet journal related content like monthly spreads, weekly spreads, daily spreads, like different types of spreads you can do in your bullet journal. I'm going to have like a video for every single one of those. And also I'm doing a side project. Basically, I have a bullet journal. This is going to sound so crazy. I have a bullet journal, my artistic one, that because I like to do colorful spreads in mine, but I'm doing this, I guess you could call it an experiment. Basically, I'm bullet journaling like Ryder Carroll for the entire month of June to see how it goes. And then I'm going to post a video about it. So stay tuned for that because it's going to be a little interesting, and I'll tell you guys my thoughts at the end when I'm all done. That'll be close to the beginning of July. So now we're talking about keep moving forward. So again, paying off debt, that's something I feel stuck on. It feels like it's always debt and I'm always paying it. So I need a concrete plan in order to just challenge it, get rid of it, and finalize that. And holding back, well, it's because we keep charging on the card, so it's very difficult to balance it and keep with your budget. And then in order to move forward with it, I need to start charging less on it or figure out some other way to just spend less money, like having like no spend weeks, for example. And then moving on to my refreshed goals. So I finally decided to label my goals. I did the same thing on the tending list, so you'll see that too. And so goal one is to pay off, I've actually got 4 credit cards listed, and I gave myself a due date, December 30th. It's more than doable, and I'm excited to actually get it done this year. Goal 2 is drinking more water, at least 4 water bottles per day. Third goal is personal growth, write in my commonplace book for learning purposes. That's very important to me, and I've been using the B6 notebooks from Simply Gilded. They're usually dot grid, sometimes they're blank, and I've just been loving them so much. They're like the perfect size, and I was wondering what I should be doing with them. I was going to give them away, but then I figured this would be the perfect reason to use them. So I've been keeping them in a traveling notebook, and then as soon as they're all filled up, I'll have this traveler's notebook full of all this awesome advice and notes to myself. And if you don't know what a commonplace book is, I would advise to Google it, check it out, and you'll be amazed. It's kind of like a journal, I guess, but instead of having just like random thoughts in a journal and then you have to go back and try to find it, everything is in one spot. And it's kind of like having different notebooks for a whole bunch of different things, which is a potential other video I'd like to make for you guys. So goal number 4 is home, writing out a proper cleaning schedule for daily, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, and also organizing schedule. So I technically had that, but again, it was pretty vague, and I've been getting I don't want to say getting lazy, but again, I've just been so crazy busy that I don't always stick with my cleaning schedule. And I want to include stuff like sweeping the steps. I want to start dusting more. That's something I don't do, and I definitely should. Adding stuff like cleaning the ducts, cleaning the drain pipes. That's something else that we really need to do. And mowing the grass, even just like random stuff that you don't always think about every day. I just need to make this list and write it down. Goal 5 is mental health. Use prompts and or more reflections in my journal. So I'm actually thinking of starting a separate prompt journal for that reason. I do have a book from Journal with Purpose that I talked about in my recent Amazon haul. I don't think that haul has been actually posted yet. I don't know if it'll be posted until July, but anyway, it was from Helen Colebrook. She had wrote a couple of books, and this one actually has journal prompts, so I'm excited to kind of dive into that. And goal 6 is personal reading, and I said read at least one book every month, but my I don't know how to call what you would say, but I really want to do at least 2 books a month. So like one book every 2 weeks if I can. It depends. If I start reading Outlander, that one takes forever to get through. So that would probably count like 5 books because it's so big. But at least between 6 to 12 books before December. That's my goal. And goal 7 is business. So gain 1,000 subs by December. Again, it's kind of out of my control, but in order to try to do it is to analyze my stats and just really dive into my analytics to see what video content I can make. I feel like I've already done that. I'm going to be concentrating on more bullet journal stuff and brush pen videos. And you guys love that stuff. And I love it. I feel so passionate about those things. So I'm excited for the next couple of months because you're going to see a lot of brush pens and stuff about journaling. I'm going to do probably a reviewed, like a revamped journal haul on all my Peter Popper press journals because I bought like a whole bunch more. So I'm excited to share all of that stuff with you guys. And the last goal, so I did write 8 goals, was business stream, like income streams. So I'm really trying to focus on my affiliate marketing income. So far I've an affiliate with Amazon and also Archer and Olive, and then the last one I just signed up for Erin Condren. So I'm hoping that I get approved, and if I do, I'll leave that link down below. And also kind of like an affiliate with Epidemic Sound. So all of the links will be down below for you guys so you can access any of that. You do get discounts when you use my links, and except with Amazon. I'm not sure if you do with Amazon, but you can see all of the products that I've used in any of my videos. I leave the links down below. So all you have to do is go down to the description box to see that. Okay. Oh, and then I added this washi tape strip here from the sticker pack, which I thought was pretty. Now, basically what I did here, I'm not really going to talk about this too much, but I have mini goals for each of my goals. So for the financial and paying off credit cards, I just said budget accordingly to pay off debt. So I'll try to have no spend weeks, following my budget, budgeting less for entertainment and eating out, and following through with my monthly and weekly budget. So pretty simple and straightforward. My yearly goal with the water was simply just to maintain an ongoing streak. So I'm really good for following through with water intake for like a week, and then I give up and I just stop. So I'm going to track it in my bullet journal. I'm basically going to track my water intake everywhere and also set timers. And like I said, every time I'm going to have something bad, drink a bottle of water, and then I don't really feel like having the thing that's bad for me anymore. Goal 3 was writing my commonplace book. And the mini goal is to just track it and do it every day. And so far, it's not July yet. So again, these are for July, but I haven't been doing it. I've been trying to get into the habit of doing it now. And again, it's just, I'm so busy. Like I can't stress how busy I am. And I've really been trying to make time to do all of the things in my life and like balance everything, but there's so much to give focus to every day. And again, we only have 24 hours. So we really just have to figure out what's the most important thing and stick with that. Goal 4 is to write out my organization and cleaning schedule. And I guess part of that is to follow through, because that's kind of where I'm messing up and not cleaning. Like I need to do all of that stuff. So I found this one website called the List Lab, and I basically bought this whole kit for I guess it's a disc bound planner, so Happy Planner Classic size. And it has tons of stuff in there for home, for cleaning, for bloggers, for business. It was so fabulous. You do have to print everything out yourself, but there's like these guide marks where it shows where you can cut. So as long as you have a cutter, you just put it in there, and then you have to hole punch your disc hole punch with a disc hole punch, and then basically you just put it in your Happy Planner and you're good. And I've been trying to use those sheets to kind of organize a cleaning schedule for myself, so we'll see how that goes. And then there's basically just having to stick with it is like the big one. Using prompts and more reflections in my journal. So I said create a prompt book. I'm going to pick notebook and watch videos and write down prompts. So I think that's important for my personal health. And reading, so I'm just going to make a list of all the books I want to read. I've already done that. And just continue to read every day and every night. Gaining 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year and analyzing my stats and analytics. So I'm just going to really focus on popular content, checking in with my statistics every month. I'm also going to, this is kind of part of it, pre-plan my schedule basically until the end of the year. So it's a little bit difficult to do that because you really have to focus on holidays and when you're not going to be around. So it's hard for me to plan that far in ahead, but I'm going to do a tentative schedule. So I'm excited to kind of look at that. And then the next goal is, the last goal is with my business and affiliate programs. So I need to just kind of follow up with all of my links and stuff and just advertise more, I think is important. So important to-dos, this is my prepare well page. I didn't write anything under I'm hopeful that, because generally I'm excited for and hopeful that are kind of like the same thing for me, and also on my mind it's all kind of the same thing. So I've got a couple of birthdays coming up. I have to book my daughter's 18-month appointment, so actually immunizations and her doctor's appointment. And I'm excited for camping, swimming, hot days, journaling more with mindful intentions, and then going to Red Deer. Just basically this open for summer plan. I'm just really excited, and I hope we don't have to wear masks anymore. And on my mind, definitely paying off debt, keeping the house clean and tidy, which is I've been struggling seriously with. My biz admin and goals. So again, all of the things that I don't really have control over, it's always on my mind, and I'm hopeful that I will hit the 1,000 number before the end of the year. And I want to read more, which I have been doing. So I've been blessed in that respect because I've given myself time to do it, and also to take care of my plants. So it's one thing to plant them and have them look pretty, but you also have to take care of them on a weekly or daily basis. So finally moving in. Oh, and I just wanted to show you guys, I actually used my calendar this month. I never use it. I usually just skip the entire thing and just move straight to the attending list. So I really did a lot of work here. I wrote down tons of information, and I did write more down on the brainstorming page than I did on the attending list, which is kind of the intention, because you write everything down that you want to get done or accomplish or possibly do, and then you just pick the most important ones. So I'm not really going to talk about this side because there's a lot of things that I really want to do. And so what I'm going to do is focus on this here. And then as the month progresses, like as I'm heading into August, I guess, I'm going to revisit this page and just see what I have gotten done and what still needs to be done. And then I'm going to move that into August and then kind of focus on the stuff that I never accomplished. So encouraging words, I just put holiday because, guys, I could really use a holiday. And I'm at the point in my scheduling that I probably could. I'm working ahead, and I'm going to set kind of like a schedule up for the next few months until December just to see where I'm at and what I need to post. And I think the farther you schedule your stuff in advance, the more prepared you feel, and the better you feel because you are prepared. And priority is paying off debt. That's like number one right now. So monthly action items. So again, content planning out for July to December. It's kind of a big work project for me to do that because it's a lot of work. I mean, planning out ahead for 1 month even is kind of a lot of work. So just thinking about that, that's like 5 months. It's a little daunting. I'll see how well I do, and I think it'll be okay because I'm going to use the List Lab sheets for the monthly sheets. That thing came in so handy. I think you should just check it out. It's like www.listlab.com, and it's so cool. Like there's so many different packages you can get, and they're just digital downloads, and you print them out yourself, and it's really, really awesome. So I put Happy Planner notes pages. There's a few different pages I want to set up in my Happy Planner and just organize myself better. Date night and family outing. So I'm lucky enough to say that I am going on a date night Saturday. I'm so excited for that. And we haven't been on a date night in months, like months. The last date night we had was going to the grocery store. So that's exciting. Chad's grandma, her birthday is the beginning of July. So when everything opens and we have this reopening plan, the restrictions are going to be dropped for get-togethers, but we're having this outdoor get-together with her family. So we're excited for that because we haven't seen hardly any of our family except of course on Zoom or like FaceTime calls. And it's just going to be really exciting, and everyone's probably going to be crying and hugging. Again, debt payoff plan, I just said budget because that's really, really important. Fill out cleaning pages, again, to clean the house. August planner setups. I can't believe I'm talking about August right now. I'm not even done the July planner setups. So that's one thing I have to point out because this is for the month of July. So normally I wouldn't say set up July planners because I would have already done that like in June for this month. So this will be for August, if that makes sense. Also, so I put goals, biz stats pages, which is basically just going at the end of the month, going into my, writing down all of my expenses and putting them into my bookkeeping system, and also just kind of analyzing my stats and seeing what I've done right, what I've done wrong, and just kind of going from there. And possibly going to Red Deer. We're going to see how that works because, again, we weren't allowed to visit anybody. And hopefully camping road trip. We never booked camping anywhere, and I'm pretty sure everywhere's fully booked, but we're going to see how that goes too. And also affiliate programs and linking. So just to try to make sales for my affiliate programs, it's very important that I have different streams of income in my business. So getting into the weekly planner setups with my bullet journal. So this isn't something that I'll be showing on camera probably. I usually post them to Instagram if you're curious though. Again, all my information is linked in the description box below. So if you want to check out my Instagram pages, you can. And fertilizing plants, I do that weekly. It sounds a little much, but you should see my flowers. They are so beautiful. This one doesn't have tons of flowers on it right now, but there's so many blooms that are coming. And just fertilizing once a week is so worth it if you want to have like a big, beautiful plant. And cleaning organization plan, again, I'm going to be doing a monthly and weekly and daily schedule for that. Reflection quote. So this is a new type of thing. I also added quote on there because I would like to have a weekly quote in my journal, I think. I'm not sure if it'll be in my bullet journal or my regular journal, but maybe my bullet journal. We'll see. And then I want to keep track of my blog post and statistics for my blog. That's something new that I haven't really been tracking, but I think I want to write it down. And I also post it to a platform called Medium as well. So it just kind of lets me share it to more places. I share it on LinkedIn and Twitter and Facebook and just like all of the things. And then also designing stickers, at least 3 new designs per week. That's technically my goal now, and I've been failing because I need to just focus more on that and just kind of get in the gear and do it because, again, I was feeling unmotivated for a while, and I just need to get back into it. And the last one is budget every week. And then for the daily action items, so I have been doing a 10-minute tidy, mostly just tidying up after my daughter and doing dishes. My daughter is like a mini hurricane, tornado, cyclone, whatever. She runs through a room and within seconds it is destroyed. So I have been focusing on tidying up after her, and it is driving me crazy, but forcing myself to do it for 10 minutes has been helping because then I can look at it at least for the night and it's clean. My learning book, I want to attempt to write in that at least once a day, even if it's not like a huge paragraph, but just at least once a day. Writing in my journal, but something I still do, but I still like to track it. And reading, again, to try to hit that 6 to 12 books by the end of the year. Drinking my 4 bottles of water, and lettering. So I highlighted that one right here. I want to practice my lettering. I feel like I have improved so much since I started 3 years ago, and I have enough brush pens that I could practice every day. And I did buy some more paper. I only use the HP Premium 32 now. Sometimes I use the Rhodia dot grid notepads as well. The paper is super smooth. Lately, it's just been the HP Premium 32, and that's actually what I use to print out all of my List Lab pages as well. And it's like the smoothest, most beautiful paper to print on. It's so nice. And then the last two is water my plants. So I do that on a daily basis if it's like super hot. If it rains, I don't bother. And the last one is something I called daily successes. I'm going to set this up in my bullet journal, and it'll be pretty much like a line a day. It can also be called a line a day, but it's going to be something that was successful or something successful that I did in that day. It could be business related, it could be personal, it doesn't really matter. Just something to lift me up. And it's kind of the same as gratitude, but I've been writing gratitudes for the longest time, and now I feel like I need to focus on what I've done right in a day and what I've succeeded at. Just want to try something different and see how that one works for me. So anyway, that is it for my goals this month. And like, I know this video is so long because I wanted to really change it. I wanted to show you guys like a different style of talking about my goals. That concludes this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here, I would love if you would consider subscribing. And again, click on that bell button to be notified every time I upload a new video. And we will see you guys next month. Bye.